In this video, I'm going to compare Hostgator web hosting versus Hostgator web hosting. So I'm going to show you the main similarities and differences of both platforms and which one you should choose depending on your situation. But before we start, please leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And what I want to tell you up front is that I'm not paid by Hostgator. I'm also not paid by Hostgator. This is just my honest opinion because I've used both of these platforms. So let's get started. So let's start with Hostgator. So Hostgator is really targeting on beginners. Hostgator is one of the most well-known web hosting services out there, and it's really easy to use. They try to make their platform as easy as possible for people that aren't very tech savvy, that you can easily install things like WordPress on it. So more than 40% of all the websites out there are WordPress websites. So let's assume that you want to buy web hosting for a WordPress website. What I can do here, I can show you all the available hostings that they have. They have shared hosting, website builder hosting, WordPress hosting, which is really interesting, also VPS and dedicated hosting, but this is more for advanced things, just such as big projects. So we're not going to look into that. We're going to focus mainly on the WordPress hosting. So let's go to hosting and then WordPress hosting. Here you can see it has 3 plans on Hostgator. It's very easy to use, that's what they say themselves. It has a starter plan, a standard plan, a starter plan, and a business plan, and they recommend the starter plan, of course. So if you just want to start out with a hosting for your WordPress website, you're gonna pay $6 every month, which is quite expensive if you compare it to other web hosting companies out there. It offers you one site, so you get a web hosting where you can host one site on 100k visits per month. That's a lot compared to competitors because most of them for the starter plan only offer 10k visits per month. It has 1 GB backups, which is more than enough, a free SSL certificate, and you can also get a free domain, which is really nice. So not all hosting companies include a free domain. So if you just want to start out on Hostgator, this is what you get. You can also go ahead and upgrade or just buy it upfront for $8 a month, and that's the standard plan. You get 2 sites, 200k visits per month, 2 gigabytes backup because you have 2 sites, and still the same free SSL and free domain, just as the starter plan. Now the business plan, I wouldn't really recommend it because it's not worth it. With the standard plan, you have enough on Hostgator, and the $10 a month for 3 gigabytes backup space, 500 visits per month, it's not really worth it. Now when we go to Hostgator, you can see, when we go to the hostings, you can see it has almost the same amount of hosting things in here. So different web hostings. It has shared web hosting, cloud hosting for big projects again, WordPress hosting for cPanel, VPS, and even Minecraft hosting, but we're gonna completely ignore this. We just go to WordPress hosting and look to the prices. So here you can see it has 4 plans. You can go for the single WordPress plan. You get 1 website, 30 gigabytes of SSD storage, which is more than enough. And as you can see here, this only offers 10k visits monthly, which is not a lot. 1 free email, well, it isn't displayed on here, but you get an email for free as well on Hostgator. It is also, you don't get a free domain, but as you can see straight away, this one is only $2 a month. And when we go to Hostgator, this is $6 a month. So what I can tell you right now already is if you don't want to pay a lot for web hosting, you just want to make one site, for example, for an e-commerce store or a blog website or whatever you want to create, Hostgator might be the better option for you because it's still really fast. It doesn't have a lot of downtime. If you don't know what downtime and uptime is, it's basically when a website is unavailable to load. So when you go to a website and it says retry connection, blah, 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 it's probably in downtime. And that's because the host isn't working. It's because there is a technical issue, a mechanical issue. And the web host Hostgator doesn't have a lot of downtime, which is good. However, Hostgator, it claims to not have a lot of downtime. Here, 99.9% uptime, but that's not true. In my experience, Hostgator isn't the best hosting at all because it doesn't have a lot of uptime. Well, technically it does, but compared to competitors, it doesn't. Like 99.9%, let's say 94%. And I think Hostinger is very realistic with, I don't know how much they claim to have, but they at least 98%, which is more than enough. It's better than HostGator. But let's get back to the plans over here. So this is what you get basically. Even not a free domain, as I said, you do get a free SSL, which is great. And within Hostinger, if you need to upgrade to a bigger plan because you get more visitors, you have more customers or whatever, you can easily upgrade to a bigger plan. Hostinger really made that easy, so that's a nice thing. So now let's go over to the payment methods. So the payment methods on Hostinger are great. They accept all the major credit cards out there. So Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express, etc., etc. They also accept PayPal, which is great because not all the web hosting companies accept PayPal. Coin payments as well. So they're really unique by accepting cryptocurrency. You can pay with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin, whatever coin you want on the Hostinger platform, which is really, really nice. Even Google Pay, no Apple Pay unfortunately, but you're probably not going to use that. And now when we go to HostGator, we can go up. We accept credit cards, so here you can see all the credit cards like credit and debit card, electronic card, blah, blah, blah. They accept PayPal, which is nice, checks, money orders, and also bank wires, which is great for HostGator. So depending on what you have, if you just have a credit card, it doesn't really matter. But for people that don't have a credit card, you can just pay with PayPal. So my advice is, if you're just starting out, you want to create one website, you don't have a lot of money, you want to create it, for example, for 1 year, then I would recommend Hostinger because it's really cheap, it is really fast, and it has a lot of uptime. It also has a good customer support, but not as good as HostGator. The customer support on HostGator is way better. You get very fast responses, and they always want to help you. Only downside of it is that it has relatively a lot of downtime. But if you don't think that's an issue, then you should definitely go for HostGator for the standard plan if you want 2 websites or even more with the web hosting that you get there. So if you're a beginner, go for Hostinger. If you want something more complex, complicated, you can always go for HostGator. Also depending on the payment methods that you accept. We can go a little bit more into it. As you can see, they claim to have lightning speed. So if the website is up, yes, it's fast. Here the support, as I said, is really good. It has good security, but yeah, security-wise, Hostinger has also very good security, so there's not really a big difference between that. But this is basically my video. If this video helped you out, please leave a like, please subscribe, and see you next time. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.